where exactly are the mountain views? So many times people want a mountain view because they want to feel like if I'm moving to Tennessee, I want the mountain view. So where is your biggest chance of getting a mountain view? I mean, specifically what county, how much is it going to cost you? What does the data say? So let's dive in and check it out. So I just want to say that you have to take this data with a giant grain of salt, primarily because I pulled this data from the East Tennessee Realtors multiple listing service. So that is where real estate agents go in and list properties, and they self-report if a property they are listing for sale has a mountain view, aka human error. So a mountain view could be anything from a panoramic, beautiful view of Wares Valley and, Bluff Mountain or whatever. Or it could be literally a mountain in the distance out the bathroom window. Okay, both of those are mountain views. There is a button for seasonal mountain view, which I did not include. I only included those properties that were listed with a mountain view. So just know that these numbers are likely inflated, but we're using the entire sample size to give us an idea. So again, I just want to say human error is involved because, for example, sometimes people put a ranch home as a home that also has a basement. That's a basement rancher, right? It's not a ranch home. A ranch home is single level. Okay, so that being said, what people are calling a mountain view is it seems like it should be straightforward, okay? But it's not, okay? It's not. And before you act like I'm throwing anyone under the bus, I'm just telling you right now that if I had a house with any mountain view, whether it was out the basement window or the bedroom window, or if it was panoramic, I'm saying there's a mountain view, okay? So I just don't want to also act as if I'm judging people here. I just want to say mountain view is all encompassing. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, what I have done is pulled all active listings currently as of October 10th, 2023 from the East Tennessee Realtor Association MLS. In that, there are 4,012 listings total of single family homes. This does not include condos, this does not include rentals, this does not include land. I just pulled single family homes because we're just taking that one data set because that's going to be predictive of the other data sets, right? Like if there are homes with mountain views, then the land is also going to have a mountain view. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to follow a similar data line. It's just I only pulled single family homes because once you start pulling so many data points, I can't get full data reports. So I just focused on single family detached homes. All right, so that's the first thing. So 4,012 active homes listed for sale in the East Tennessee Realtors MLS. Now, of those 4,012, here's the exact number as of October 10th. There are 1,103 with a mountain view, aka if I go in there and the only parameter I set is I click the button that says show me only properties with mountain view, it takes me from 4,000 listings to 1,103, which is 27.49%, 27.5% if you want to be generous, 28% of listings in the MLS have a mountain view. Now, of that, if you look at the overall broad map that I provided, the overall map picture, you can see that there's a concentration of these properties in the Gatlinburg, Sevierville, Sevier County area, okay, which makes sense because that's basically where the mountains are, okay? So that's the broad picture. Now, if we zoom in and we think about, okay, where do I most likely think the properties with mountain views are? Knox County, Blount County, and Sevier County. Those are the ones that I think probably have the most. So if we drill down and we see, well, what is correct? First of all, as you would have guessed, and as you could see from that overall map, Sevier County accounts for 359 of the 1,100 listings with a mountain view. So about 30% of the listings with a mountain view come from Sevier County, period. Which again makes sense because that's where the Smoky Mountains are. You're talking about Gatlinburg, you're talking about Sevierville. And I also want to tell you to bear in mind that there is a little bit of skewing in that data because some of those listings, a good number of them actually in the Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge area and Wares Valley area are rental homes, and it benefits those properties to have a mountain view. So not only is it just like, it just happens to be a house with a mountain view, it is a cabin that's renting for money that they probably put there because of the mountain view. So while 30% of those properties are or include a mountain view, I just want to make note that that's a little bit skewed because they were purposely put there for that reason, to make money. So that being said, what's the cost of an overall property price per square foot with a mountain view? So again, this is pulling current actives and coming soons. So the overall cost, oh my gosh, I have this so small on my computer, I can't even freaking read it. If we look at active listings in Sevier County, price per square foot on the average is $415.16. So on the average of active listings with a mountain view, $415. And I believe that's going to be the most expensive because again, we're talking about some investment properties. We're talking about properties where people make money. And just for context, low end, it's like $108 a square foot. High end, it's $1,600 a square foot, right? So that 108 is probably like in disrepair, and that $1,600 a square foot is a money maker cabin. Okay, so just context there. Now, if we look at Knox, Blount, and Sevier combined, so if we took all three of those, that's about 50%. So I'm gonna hone in on Knox and Blount County as well. So like I said, Sevier County accounts for 359, so about 30% of all listings with a mountain view. Next biggest county or next highest number of listings with mountain views is Blount County. Now think about that. What does Blount County have? Blount County has Wallen, has Townsend, has Maryville, and it butts up against Sevier County. It has partially Seymour as well. Seymour, where you Seymour, which is actually not how you spell it, but like the sign when you walk in, ain't nobody walking in Seymour, okay? And if you are, you are risking your life because Chapman Highway is sketchy. Actually, we used to have a neighbor and she got run over on Chapman Highway. Like, she's fine, but she was in a brace. You know what I'm saying? So don't do that. Do not do that. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell. I'm just saying. Okay, Blount County includes Friendsville, Maryville, Louisville, Townsend, parts of Seymour, etc. So that is mountain adjacent. And of those listings, of those 1,100 listings, Blount County accounts for 89. So just under 10%, essentially. And then if we talk about price per square foot, listen to this. Active price per square foot is $299 versus Sevier County average is $416. That is a very, very big difference. And again, those numbers in Sevier County are largely in part because of the fact that it is a huge investment property and short-term rental market. I mean, Great Smoky National Park. Great Smoky, oh my God. Great Smoky Mountains National Park attracts over 13 million people every year. It is the most visited national park. And, you know, so Sevier County is a major place where people stay when they come visit. Cabins, hotels, blah, blah, blah. But cabins specifically is what we're talking about right now. Okay, so like I said, Knox, Blount, Sevier accounted for about 48% of all listings with a mountain view. So we said Sevier County, about 30% of that. Blount County, a little under 10. And then Knox County, just for context, of those 1,100 listings, 69 of those are in Knox County. It made the third largest group. Sevier, Blount, Knox made the third largest group. Now let's look at price per square foot there. Of those with a mountain view, price per square foot on average of active listings, $316. So that is a bit higher than Maryville. Because of the active listings we were at, Yeah, no, $299. I read it correctly. Of the active listings, we were at $299 a square foot. In Knox County, of the active listings with a mountain view, we were at $316. This is interesting to me because this also tells me that we're seeing some properties in Blount County that are either way out in the sticks or not updated, and some of these properties in Knox County are likely in more desirable areas. And if you actually look at the overall map, you see that probably about maybe half of the properties in Knox County with a mountain view are located in West Knox, which is higher price per square foot in general than the market overall, than if you compare like the whole Knox County area, and certainly are going to be more expensive than overall what you find in Maryville. So more mountain views in Blount County, less mountain views in Knox County, but higher price per square foot in Knox County compared to what you find in Blount County. Again, Blount County is going to have a lot more rural options than Knox County does. So bear that in mind as well. All right. So that is Knox, Blount, Sevier. And again, that accounts for about 46% or 46.87. So about 50% of those 1,100 listings with mountain views are Sevier, Blount, and Knox. Now, an honorable mention is Jefferson County. And I mention this because Jefferson County is adjacent to Sevier, and Jefferson County can have some beautiful views because part of the lake, part of Douglas Lake, that includes Dandridge, and that is some beautiful property, beautiful views. So I just wanted to kind of mention that to you because if you have a property that you're considering that's closer to the lake, you're probably going to have some really awesome views. So 59 of the 1,100 have mountain views. And get this, active price per square foot, $306, which is still more expensive than what we found in Blount County at $299 a square foot. So again, that to me is because a lot of these properties with these mountain views are, and you can even see this, like if you look at the map picture I provided, a lot of these properties are on the water. They're overlooking the lake, so they're waterfront, or they've got a lake view and a mountain view. So that's why those prices are a little bit higher. Because the further out you get into Dandridge or into Jefferson City, or Jefferson County, the less view you're gonna have. Unless you just are at a higher elevation. Like Talbot has some beautiful views, but it can be somewhat isolated compared to Blount County and Sevier County. Honorable mention as well, I want to say, is Cocke County. Cocke County is where Newport is and Cosby. These are known as mountain towns and mountain adjacent. They are neighbors to Sevier County, and 22 of those had mountain views, 22 listings, and Loudon County had 23 listings. So here we're focusing in on your best chance for a mountain view is going to be Knox, Blount, Sevier. Absolutely your best chance is Sevier. It's also going to be your most expensive, followed by Blount County, followed by Knox, followed by Jefferson. Your least expensive mountain view based on what I've pulled here is Blount County at $299 a square foot for all active listings. I did not pull solds because it was so much data. So I only looked at current active listing prices. So that's just kind of keep that in mind too. These prices are elevated. We know that right now in our current market, we are not at a 1-to-1 ratio in terms of list to sold price. This time last year, that started dropping. Post-pandemic, 2021, 2022, we saw that houses were selling on average about 2%, 3%, depending on county, over the list price. But currently, we're seeing that maybe on average, we're selling 98 to 96% list to sold price ratio. So just because I'm saying in Blount County, price per square foot, $299 for active listings with a mountain view, if we do, a 1 to 97%, what does that put you at? Like $294 a square foot, $293 a square foot? Check my math, but it's less than $299 a square foot. So anyways, actually, I guess it'd be in the 280s, whatever. You know what I mean. These prices are a little bit elevated, but they give you a picture overall that if you want a mountain view, Sevier County, you're going to pay the most for that mountain view in Sevier County, $416 a square foot. Second most expensive mountain view is going to be in Knox County, $316 per square foot. Third most expensive is going to be in Jefferson County, and again, largely because those views included are often a lakefront property, just because of the topography where they sit geographically. And then fourth, or least expensive of these 4 counties is going to be Blount County. But Blount County is the second most opportunity for mountain views. But also know that with that, you're getting more rural properties, hence the $299 a square foot overall. So that being said, I know this was like a lot of numbers, a lot of data, kind of obscure. And again, I want to make the caveat that a lot of this data is based on, or it is based on human input, human data input. So again, a mountain view here could be outside, out from the bathroom, and you can see in the distance the mountain, or it could be off the back porch and you're just in the mountains, beautiful, no one can see you and all you can see is mountains. So just bear in mind that when I say mountain view, it is a broad range because there is no like panoramic view button in the MLS. And let's be honest, even if we had that, we would all fudge it because we're trying to get our properties sold, you know? So I get it. But I also understand that human error is an actual and real thing. So that being said, if you want a mountain view and you want to pay top dollar, you're going to Sevier County. If you want to pay mountain view and you want bottom dollar, you're going to Blount County. And between there, price-wise, you've got Knox and Jefferson, with Cocke County and Loudon counties as well, something to consider. So I hope this has been helpful. If you want more information like this about the East Tennessee area, things to do, stuff you should know, then please click subscribe because I have so much more to share with you, and I will see you on the next video.